All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Four Talk, the official podcast of The4Line. My name is CJ.
My name is B Dog Brandon.
I am Mark Amato. How y'all doing?
His name is Marcus.
Marcus. So, with our page, we're going to continue. If you've been following our page, we're making edits, posting daily news, making stuff, just stuff to kill time here. Hope everyone's staying safe through this coronavirus. Seems to be getting a little better. Just keep staying inside, staying safe.
Wash your hands.
Yes.
Is the point. Watch your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wear a mask. Wear some gloves.
All right, let's get straight into it. Mark, what's your topic?
Very unfortunate we have to talk about this, but unfortunately Hank Steinbrenner has passed. He was the oldest Steinbrenner child. He made a lot of contributions to the Yankee franchise. He was the co-chairperson. He served on the board of Yes Network, and he helped out in his community a lot. He was a great person. He sponsored a youth travel baseball program and sent a lot of kids to the major leagues. It's really sad that we had to see him go. He was only in his 60s.
Very heartbreaking.
It's very sad. He did a lot to contribute to the franchise and to the surrounding community.
All right, CJ, you got the next topic?
Yeah, so today we're talking about when we think the season is gonna start. So yesterday I was watching the president's briefing, and Dr. Fauci said that teams could start playing soon, but fans will be allowed. Like, fans were supposed to be allowed, not even allowed at all, probably the season, maybe really late. But he said a little earlier now, fans could be allowed. It could be like they could keep social distance in the stands, maybe like 2 seats in between everyone that's not part of like a family or something. And eventually they'll have full stadiums, full concerts, all that stuff. So what do you guys feel about that?
Let's talk about dates. I think that the season could possibly start either the beginning of June or the late ending of May, depending on how the decline is of this virus.
Yeah,
I'm feeling
probably end of May, June. Hopefully it's around then. To be honest, not being able to go to the game would suck, but it's better than not having any baseball. So,
it's true.
Right now, what's happening is WWE. They're filming. They're still doing their stuff, but it's indoors with no fans.
Yeah.
So that's what I think MLB is gonna do if we end up starting soon.
Yeah, I don't know if any
fans.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen clips of like the Japan Baseball League. Like they put like fans in the stands. Like they put like these cardboard cutouts of people in the stands, and it's like like in some parts of the stands, and it's just like but most of the stadium's just empty. I was watching clips of it yesterday. Like you see people just hitting this dude hit a walk-off home run, and there was not like a single cheer in the stands except for the
Cardboard fans.
It was really weird. I mean, cardboard fans. I mean, that's like a little creepy.
So in October we want to have the zoo filled with cardboard cutouts of people. So that's good.
I don't even care if we can't go to any games this year.
We get to watch it.
As long as we get to watch it, and I just want to see. I just want fans to be at the stadium in October because that is our biggest advantage in the playoffs every year.
Honestly, we could have a Mr. December.
Imagine, bro.
We have a Mr. December. Imagine.
Bro, I'd love that. Like my birthday is in the second week of December. Imagine the World Series on my birthday, and imagine the Yankees playing in the World Series. That'd be nuts.
Imagine a World Series game Christmas Eve or like.
Imagine, bro. Like game sevens on like Christmas Eve. That'd be nuts.
I know we weren't supposed to talk about this, but I feel like it's a good point to bring up. We got to introduce the new members of the Yankees. Garrett Cole.
Of course.
Let's talk about him. Let's talk about it.
Woo!
We posted this on the page. We're going through tough times right now with COVID, but we always got to remember Garrett Cole is the New York Yankee. That's it.
I'm
say that.
Me personally, I'm very excited to see Garrett Cole pitch, and I know pretty much every other Yankee fan is at the moment, but I was so excited for opening day, man. Garrett Cole on the hill against the Orioles and Camden Yards, man. That would have been.
He signed for 9 years as a New York Yankee for $324 million, which is a lot of money. But
was it? And yesterday I read
definitely worth it. I think it's worth every dollar. We have to get him. We need another starting pitcher. It's perfect. I think it was
He's
Best
always,
For
Buy.
sure.
he's what we need now. Because like if you
Exactly.
look, if another ALCS rematch against the Astros happens again, like you could see the Yankees now have a better staff than the Astros because we took away their biggest weapon that they
Yep.
had. Garrett Cole was their dominant ace, and now
Mhm.
he's the Yankees' dominant ace. But now you look at our rotation, you have well during the season, well Paxton should be back around June-ish. I mean, so
Yep.
we should see him eventually. You got Cole, Tanaka, possibly Montgomery, maybe
Can't
Herm.
forget about Severino.
Well,
Yep. Can't forget about him.
Tommy
I
John.
mean, Tommy
He's out for,
John, but
Yeah.
we
Oh,
can't.
well, we'll be talking about that later in the episode.
Yes.
yeah, but
Uh,
who's the oh Herman might be back from suspension eventually, but
Hopefully.
he looked really good last year. I kind of see I kind of want to see how he does this year.
mhm.
I
All
mean,
right.
if we see him this year,
Elaborating on the team that Garrett Cole came from, we
Oh,
all
boy.
know in MLB there is a cheating scandal against the Houston Astros.
Yep.
bang bang.
And damn, my thoughts on this is that this is not good for baseball. This is not a good look.
No.
A lot of people have commented on this. Carlos Correa is defending Jose Altuve, which I think is completely bad because, of course, you heard Correa saying that Altuve got a bad tattoo, and
Yeah.
it's
That
basically
was
a cover
joke.
up. He ran in the tunnel after the home run, told the players not to rip off his shirt. We think it could be a beeper. Um, they were seen using technology 2017 through 2018. And a bunch of people got fired for this. Their manager got fired. Carlos Beltran, which was going to be the Mets' new manager, got fired. And
Alex
so
Cora.
did Alex Cora. Yeah, Alex Cora got fired too from the Red
Well,
Sox.
elaborating on Alex Cora, it said that he was involved with the Red Sox, possibly cheating in 2018, and he was involved with the Astros in 2017. But Hinch and the I forgot the James name. I think it was like Lumbo or something. Lumbo. They both got fired. But
Yeah.
But I also read though, if there's no season this year, their suspensions will be fulfilled if there's no season. So like this year, if there's no season, they'll be able to return next year. But I completely doubt that
Yeah.
Hinch is gonna get a job
Do
anywhere.
you think
Definitely.
that Beltran or any of them might be up for another job opportunity with a different club?
Maybe
Personally think
Beltran.
no.
Possibly
Beltran is a
Beltran.
possible
He's
because
a
he did
pretty.
play with a bunch of other teams.
He's a somewhat respectable guy too. But like Cora and Hinch, like you could clearly see that they were. And
And I
Hinch is saying that he had no idea any of this was going on. How do you not have an idea that this is going on?
yeah,
Like you're
that's
literally the
definitely
manager
bull.
of the team. That's definitely bull. Like you're the manager of the team. How do you?
I
I
mean,
don't understand that at
it's
all.
good to bring some light to baseball, but this right now is not a positive light for
Not at all.
baseball.
The
Well,
most
to be
Because
honest,
looking bad on us.
I just want to add something. Jose Altuve was nominated Athlete of the Year in 2017 by Sports Illustrated. That's just like when I hear that, I want to like cry because
and he was the
obviously he
MVP
did not
too.
deserve that. He was MVP. He took away an MVP from Judge. Imagine. That's horrible.
Yeah,
Really
and
sad.
and he was cheating. He was cheating the whole season, man. Like
Yeah.
Just wait
And-
till they come to the zoo
When we have
Yes,
cardboard
sir.
cutouts.
with our cardboard cutouts, and we're
Cardboard
gonna be
cutouts too, bro.
heckling the crap out of
The
Altuve
Astros,
and Correa.
Bregman, Reddick, all of them, bro. But personally, I feel like whenever the Astros are playing like a certain team now, I feel like viewership is gonna go up because everyone's mad at the Astros. Everyone wants to see the Astros be punished now. Everyone wants to see the Astros hit with pitches.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to see the Astros lose.
they definitely deserve a suspension. But yeah, it definitely
The
makes you
punishment,
mad. And
punishment was way too less. Not much at all. That was
this is
pretty bad.
these are some stats from the regular season from the Astros for the last couple of years. 2013, their offense was ranked last. 2014, ranked 29th out of 30, so almost last. 2015, 29th again. 2016, 27th. And then out of nowhere, from 2016 to 2017, they went from 27th place to first place.
That just
So that-
doesn't happen.
That's how is that
I
even
don't think that's-
rational?
That is
I don't think that's ever.
abnormal.
To me, that's basically proof that they had to cheat because I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the MLB for someone to go from third to
Let's
last to
get them
first.
trash cans and let's ding, ding, ding.
Well, you could also see in the playoffs, like, and especially in the ALCS, when they were going, and possibly the World Series. Well, in the ALCS, they lost all 3 games at Yankee Stadium in that time. The Yankees were completely dominating them. The Astros weren't scoring runs. The Yankees pitching was dominating them in the Bronx. The fans were all over them. The crowd was getting to them. The Yankees were coming up in big moments. But you also see their batting average and their runs scored was significantly higher in Houston. But at Yankee Stadium, there was like one run a
Yeah.
game. It was,
There's
and
so
then
many. There's so many different stats that you can use for proof. It's like
and you
insane.
you see that one game in the World Series when it was like a final, like 12-11, I think it was, or the Dodgers lost to the Astros in Minute Maid. But you saw, like, that was one of the best games I ever watched. I mean, considering I was watching it, and I wasn't rooting for either team. I'm not a big fan of the Dodgers. I can't stand the Astros, but just looking at that, I was like, damn, this is pretty good. And then now knowing that the Astros probably cheated when they hit all those home runs, I mean, the Dodgers would have destroyed them if
Yeah.
it wasn't for the cheating in that game.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some Yankee injury updates. CJ,
Yes, sir.
take it away.
So, Aaron Hicks coming back. Yeah, I heard he was throwing a little bit, and he was hitting a little bit as of like last week. I believe ESPN reported that. That's really good news.
Yeah,
Progressing
definitely.
progressing quickly. James Paxton expected to be out until May 15th with his back. Aaron Judge, ribs, and I don't. To be honest, I kind of want to go on a rant about the training staff right now, but I'm gonna hold myself back a little bit. How
They gotta figure it out, boy. They gotta figure it
watch,
out.
watching that game last year in this, it was. I believe it was the game we clinched the East, or it was one of the games in that series. Judge dove and he looked in pain, and he played the whole rest of the season. But I don't know how they diagnosed him with a shoulder problem. If you see, he had discomfort in his ribs, and he comes back to spring training, and he still has it. I don't understand.
I think we could all agree that they gotta do something about that training staff. It's a
Yes.
real problem.
Especially
Yes,
with
they
last year too. Especially with last year too. I mean, it's getting out of hand now. Stanton gets injured every 2 games
Yeah.
because he does like bodybuilding exercises, and
Yeah.
the training staff doesn't force him to do baseball-related activities.
Speaking
So,
of Stanton, how is Stanton doing right now?
well, according to CBS, it says that he should be off the IL, but I mean, it said that he was supposed to be back within the first 2 weeks of the season. I believe he had a groin injury, if I'm not mistaken.
I think a problem that us Yankees had coming through the past years right now is staying healthy as a team because everybody's getting injured,
yeah.
and this is not okay.
Well, speaking on Stanton, would you guys rather have Clint Frazier or Stanton in your starting lineup, like in the outfield, and why?
I think it depends. I mean, Stanton
close.
is a great hitter. You can't deny that.
When
he's healthy-
when he's on,
When he's healthy and
He's
he
on.
swings at good pitches, they're gonna go.
Exactly, but we haven't seen that yet. Like, it's been
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
now, and we
He
still haven't
has to
seen
prove
that.
himself.
Look
He
at
has to.
him with the Marlins. It was a completely different guy.
Yeah, I know, and he comes here, gets injured all the time, and he
But
strikes out way.
Fielding wise, I would say Clint Frazier, because
Eh,
when you're as big as Giancarlo, it's gonna be harder to move. You know, like look
Yeah,
at
you're
Judge.
right.
Judge is very, very tall, big man.
But he's
Judge
also
can
fast.
cover ground. Judge can cover ground, but Stanton just can't compete with Judge on fielding.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I believe Frazier has fixed his fielding a little bit because like last year when he was up with the team, it was awful. Like his fielding was terrible last year. But I believe it's gotten a little better. But I feel like Clint Frazier is more of a hitter that would produce in bigger situations. Like I feel like Stanton just hits for home runs. Clint Frazier hits for whatever he could get.
Speaking on Clint Frazier, has any of you guys noticed the swag that he is wearing to these games?
Yeah, man.
He is
Yeah,
wearing
he's
dripping.
dirty
Though.
shoes.
He's
He's putting
dripping.
spikes on Travis Scott Air Force Ones.
Yeah, man.
A bunch of them. He put spikes on Nigel Sylvester Jordan ones. Like, when is this guy gonna get a sneaker deal?
Yeah, word. But
Hopefully, it's in the works.
I like him. I personally like Frazier, but I honestly feel like there's not a place for him anymore if Stanton eventually produces because we have so many outfielders now.
Yeah.
If
It's
he
scary.
stays healthy, he's got to stay healthy. That's the number
Yeah,
one key.
yeah. Mark, what do you think about any of this stuff with Frazier and Stanton here? Or
Um, yeah, Stanton. Yeah, it's definitely debatable whether you should put Frazier or Stanton in the game right now.
yeah,
We just got to see how Stanton does. Like, give Stanton a few chances, but if he's not producing anything, then why have him in the lineup? Like, I know he's a lot of money, but there's no point of keeping him in there if he's not doing anything. And
exactly.
moving on with injuries, I think the saddest one of all, Luis Severino gone for the whole season. It's really horrible. Another example of how the training staff needs to figure it out.
Again, man, like how
Horrible.
he literally walks into spring training, is there for like I think like maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and gets diagnosed for Tommy John. I don't know how that's even possible.
Horrible.
Well, moving on, let's talk about some season predictions.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yeah.
so where do you think the Yankees are gonna rank once the season kicks off?
Well, I feel like they're gonna maybe have like a slow start, like similar to what they've had the past few years. But eventually, I feel like around May they'll start to pick it up, and they'll become dominant in the East, and they'll pretty much stay in first for the whole year
Yep.
and win the division again. I mean, we really don't. The Rays are our only competition to win the division, but they're not. They're not as good as the Yankees. I mean, the Rays have a good pitching staff. Yeah, I could give that, and they're not a bad team, but I feel like they'll be a wild card team instead of a team that will end up facing.
So I'm gonna go based off last year's. I'm gonna do a breakdown on the standings from last year to determine some season predictions. So for the AL East, tell me if you agree with me. I think the Yankees are gonna come out number one again.
Of
Me
course,
too.
obviously.
Second
else?
place, honestly, I think it's gonna be the Rays this year again.
So do I.
Could be.
The Rays
Yeah.
are doing good.
I feel like it's really going to be the same as
Third
last year.
Third place, this is debatable. I honestly think that the Blue Jays are going to have a big step up this year. So I'm going to put them in third place for the AL East. And then fourth is
be-
obviously the Dead Sox.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do they
And
have?
then obviously the Orioles last.
I to be
Right,
honest,
right.
I disagree a little bit about the Blue Jays. I mean, they have signs of potential, like Vlad Jr., Biggio. That's a good team right there. They're going to be good in a few years, but I feel like they're not fully developed yet. I mean,
Yeah.
they still have to work a little bit. I feel like there'll be a vast improvement, but I still feel Boston's going to be better than them by a little bit. But Boston's not going to be as good this year without Mookie Betts, without David Price. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, they lost a lot of guys.
All right,
Yeah.
moving on to AL Central. I'm again going based off last year's standings. Number one on top, I think, is going to be the Indians. The Indians came up second last year. I think they're going to have a good season once it starts to kick off, and hopefully they could go back into the playoffs again.
Is that the Twins division? Yeah, right. The Central is where
Yeah.
the I feel
Yeah.
like
The second will be the Twins.
I still feel like the Twins are going to be first in that division.
I don't see it. I feel like the Twins, every time they're first, they slop off. I do see them possibly making the wild card, but definitely not
Definitely
number
possible.
one.
Well, if we face them at Yankee Stadium again, man, bro, they look awesome, but then they come to Yankee Stadium in the playoffs and they get destroyed.
Obliterated.
And then
Oh my
third place
goodness.
again. I think the White Sox are going to stay in third place.
They're gonna be
and the Royals, and then the Tigers.
That's where I
point-
might have to disagree with the White Sox. I think they might. I mean, I know their team is still building, but I think they could be in front of the Twins or the Indians. I don't know yet, but they're definitely a growing team. In a few years, I think they could.
I agree.
In playoffs too.
In my opinion, I feel like that division's gonna be the Twins, the Indians, and I feel like the White Sox might be in the running for a wild card this year. I feel like it's gonna be close in between them and the
Definitely could
Indians.
happen, yep.
The White Sox are gonna step up.
All right, so now this is a big topic right here, the AL West. So
Oh boy.
number one last year was, of course, the cheating Astros.
Oh,
The Astros.
So
asterisks.
I'm gonna go off this. I think that the Athletics are gonna be number one.
definitely could happen.
I could
I might
see
have to
it.
agree.
I could see it. They have a good team there with Chapman. That's not a bad team right there.
Then I think second is going to be the Texas Rangers.
I don't see it. I see the
I
A's and
I
the
I
Astros.
think Angels or Astros. I mean, we all hate the Astros, but I think
No,
they'll get second.
the Angels. Don't sleep on the Angels, man.
Yeah,
Then Trout
definitely.
and Rendon now. They have Rendon now. Alderson Simmons isn't bad. I
Hmm.
mean
Trout. I mean,
that
the
team's not
Angels
bad.
need to use their players more wisely.
Yeah,
Their
that's
pitching
true.
their pitching staff isn't like
Especially in a
that
few
all that great
years.
to begin with.
Especially in a few years, they could be really good in the playoffs because they have really good building team. But I don't know if they make the playoffs this year, but it could happen.
So let's
Nah,
break it down. So it would be the Athletics, the Rangers, the Astros, Angels, and Mariners in last place
I,
in the
I, I don't
NL
s- I don't
East.
see it. I see the A's and the Astros being very very close, but I see the A's coming out on top by like maybe a game or two, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the Astros come in second, and the
Definitely,
Astros will still
definitely.
be in the playoffs, but because the Astros aren't a bad team, even
Hmm.
without cheating,
Yeah.
they're not a bad team. We could admit that. The
Yeah, I mean,
Rangers,
we all hate them, but
I really don't see how they're gonna be that good. The New York Rangers, I can't stand, but the Texas Rangers, I don't see how they're. I don't see them being all that good. I mean, maybe in the next few years, the Angels, I feel like could be better than them this year with the addition of Rendon. The
All right,
Mariners are dismal still.
let's move on to the NL East.
The NL
okay.
East,
I
So
believe the winning World Series champions, the Nationals, are going to be number one instead of second place from last year. I think they're going to have another great season.
I kind of disagree with that. I feel like the Braves are still going to be in first with Acuna, and that's a good team. But I
That's a good
feel like
debatable topic.
but the Nationals lost probably their best player in Rendon. But last year they lost Bryce Harper and they ended up winning the World Series. So you really don't know what's going to happen here. But
mhm.
I feel like the Nationals and the Mets are going to be close for second in that division.
Yeah, what I have is I have national. I agree with Brandon. I have Nationals first because I think they're just gonna go off this season, and then I have the New York Mets second because I think they have good team chemistry. I think they're growing. Not obviously not as good chemistry as the Yankees, but I think they're definitely a growing team. They could get second. They could get playoffs, but
Especially with McNeil and Alonso. I mean, Pete
yeah,
Alonso. As much as I don't like the Mets,
yeah. You can't hate Pete
I give
Alonso. He's
you
great.
can't hate Pete. You can't hate Pete Alonso. I respect the
You
man
got to
so
give him
much.
Mm,
props.
Gotta give him credit, man. He's a good
definitely,
player. He's a
And
good
then
player.
definitely.
What about the
fourth and
Phillies?
fourth and fifth, I think is the Phillies, and of course last is the Marlins.
Of course, of
I
course.
feel like the Phillies, the Mets, and the Nationals are all going to be close
That's gonna be
together.
really
I
close.
mean,
That's a good division.
because the Phillies improved with the additions of Gregorius, Joe Girardi now as a manager, Bryce Harper.
I hate seeing him on that team, man.
It feels weird, man. I'm gonna miss Didi. Didi was one of my favorite players. Being at that game with the game two of the ALDS with that grand slam, that was awesome. That was
Insane.
Didi. Didi
And
was always
of
one of my
course,
favorites.
we got to give props to the big man, number two, Jeter. Um,
Jeter.
bad choice of buying the Marlins.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. You're gonna be in last place for a
I
while,
think he
Jeter.
helped us out by giving us Giancarlo.
Yeah,
Still loves
But
us.
man, they could
no,
have been good. They could
Jeter's
have been
got some
so
work to
good
do.
with Yelich and Stanton, the Marlins, a couple of years ago. They could have been insane.
Marcelo Zuna, oh my God.
Bro, they could be competing. They could be in the top of that division. If the Marlins were still good right now, that division would be insanely
Definitely.
stacked. Because the Marlins had a good team with Yelich, Ozuna, and Stain. That was probably the best outfield in the MLB in my opinion at the time.
Mhm.
Alrighty, moving on to NL Central. I think the Brewers are gonna come out
Yep,
number one.
I gotta agree with you there.
I
CJ,
see the Cardinals having another dominant year again.
really?
I see them
Yeah.
coming in to third actually.
I
Really?
think
I see the Cubs coming into second this year.
I
I mean,
think the Brewers. It's gonna be close between the Cubs, Cardinals, and Brewers because the Brewers they lost some
in the wild card.
people, but I think the Brewers are still gonna come on top. I think Yelich is just a beast. I think he's the third best in the league right now.
Well, Yelich
That's
is
my
coming back
opinion.
now. He's coming
Yeah,
back now from injuries, but
I think he's insane.
Speaking on the Brewers, I feel like last year if if Yelich wasn't injured in the wild card game, I feel like the Brewers probably could have won that
Definitely,
game.
And
I
definitely.
then
mean,
speaking on the third, I mean the fourth and fifth. I think the Pirates are gonna become fourth, and then the Reds in fifth because the Reds, I just see them not going all out, and then the Pirates, they still have a young developing team that
Hmm.
they just need to develop. You know.
honestly, I really don't see any change in that division at all. I mean, I see the Reds improving a little bit, maybe a little closer to the Cubs, but I still see the Cardinals and Brewers in first and second. I see the Cubs closer to the Brewers in a way, and I see the Reds possibly at 500, maybe like a few games over, but I see them like 2 or 3 games below 500 this year. I mean, that's the team's gonna improve with Dietrich, Winker. That's not a bad team right there.
And then moving on to the NL West, the highest winning um like
It's not even that good of a
conference or
division.
whatever.
Yeah, I
But
think the NL East might have to be one of the best divisions right now.
Yes, that's a
yeah,
really.
that's a good competition. But
I
going
feel
on
like
to the
that's
NL West, the Dodgers are
Dodgers
gonna
have to be
come
number
out
one.
number one again.
there's no competition in that division
Yeah,
at
there's
all
really no
right now as we
competition here right
speak. I
now.
mean, I feel don't sleep on the Padres.
They could
Yes,
move
I
up
was
to
just
fourth or
about
third.
to
Yeah,
say the Padres might have a breakout season with
Fernando
Machado and
they're
Tatis.
not getting.
Tatis.
They're not beating the Dodgers right now with Betts and Bellinger
Hundred
though.
percent
Oh
not.
no
The
no no no
Dodgers are
no.
going to be a powerhouse this year.
Yeah,
There's
That's going to be our
so
competition. I'm calling it right now. World Series Yankees versus Dodgers.
I
in
could see it.
six, Yankees in six.
Yankees in six, baby.
Yes.
But I don't see. I see the Padres probably coming second. I mean, the D-backs aren't
I could agree with
super
that.
amazing. The D-backs aren't super amazing. The Giants, I could see improving a little too.
Yeah.
Rockies, I don't know whatever happened to them. I mean, they used to be really good with
Yeah,
Arenado, Story, and LeMahieu, but then we acquired LeMahieu, and they had an awful year
yeah.
last year. They were terrible.
All
All
right, so
right,
that wraps
boys.
up the season
But
predictions.
again, we see the Dodgers.
That's
Yeah.
our season predictions. So
Also, how do you feel? How do you guys feel about some players on the Yankees predicting on them, like LeMahieu, Ford, Urshela, especially
I
those
think
three?
LeMahieu's
think
going to have another great year.
obviously
So do I.
beast. He's a beast.
I think Mike
Ford, I think he.
Tosh and Ford
Mhm.
aren't really going to have another good season. I think by the end of this year, they're going to get either traded or released.
I could see. I could see Ford improving a lot. I could see
I think
Tuckman similar to last year.
Ford, he's not gonna. I think he's gonna contribute a little bit, like how he
Me
did
too.
last year, like with the walk off home run. That was insane.
Especially at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
I think he's
contribute
gonna.
a little bit.
Me too. Me too. What about how do you guys feel about like Urshela and Voit?
Urshela, I like a lot, but I do see Voit either getting injured or either going good.
Yeah.
I could see Voit. I mean, if Voit like he got injured last year, so it kind of slowed him up a little bit. But even when he wasn't injured, he wasn't having that bad of a season. I feel like he could improve. I mean, he has a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right. What do you
Top
think?
100. Top.
top
Yeah. What do you
100.
think?
All right, so we're gonna do
The
the
top 100.
top 100 list now.
Oh
This
God.
is according to
Oh,
CBS.
we got 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah,
CBS
10.
is the source, so we should be able to wrap this up in time. Well, first read them out, and then we'll discuss after. So, number 1 is Mike Trout. Number 2 is Mookie Betts. Number 3 is Yankees' own Garrett Cole. Number 4 is Christian Yelich. Number 5 is Jacob deGrom. Number 6 is Cody Bellinger. Number 7 is Matt Chapman. Number 8 is Anthony Rendon. Number 9 is Francisco Lindor. Number 10 is Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah.
Number 11 is Juan Soto. Number
Juan
12
Soto.
is Max Scherzer. Number 13 is Alex Bregman.
To be honest, in my opinion, I don't feel like Bregman should be in the top 13. I feel like he should be a little lower. I mean, he's not like super good. I mean, Gleyber Torres, I feel like he's good around there. But Xander Bogaerts at 14.
Yeah, so 14 is Xander.
Who came up with this?
Bogaerts. 15 is Yasmani Grandal. 16 is Steven Strasburg. Uh, 17 is Glover Torres. 18 Altuve. I do not agree with that.
Bro.
Remember.
No, I kind of agree with it a little bit. I mean,
19,
Altuve is a talented player, but
Yeah,
when he
he is.
cheats, when he
Nineteen.
I don't
cheats,
even know if he's 18.
19 is Javi
Javi.
Baez. He's a good player. Number 20 is Nolan Arenado. Number 21 is Eugenio Suarez. I don't even know how to say his first name. Um,
Moncada.
Number 22 is Yona Moncada.
I like Moncada.
23 is Luis Castillo. 24 is Jack Flaherty. 25 is Marcus Simeon. 26 is Walker
Bueller.
Bueller. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He's a pitcher for the Dodgers. He's pretty good.
Wait, where's my guy Judge right now? This is upsetting.
Judge,
He's
yeah.
all the way down
We're
there
gonna
at
get to him. We're
47.
gonna get to him later.
Josh Donaldson, number 27. 28, Jose Bieros.
Hold up. I don't agree with Rafael Devers being 33. Rafael Devers is not even that good. I feel like Pete Alonso, you see him at 37. Pete Alonso should be up a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He should definitely be up. He got Rookie of the Year. Come on.
Yeah.
29 is Shane Bieber. 30 is Shohei Ohtani. 31 is Matt Olson. 32 is Chris Bryant. 33 Rafael Devers.
All right, and then
34 JT Romuto.
Shall I continue from here? Or?
Yeah, you don't have to read.
Yeah.
You don't have to read all the players if
Yeah,
you want. If you want to just skip through.
Yeah. So 34 JT. I think he's the best catcher in the MLB right now. Sorry, Gary, but 37 Pete Alonso. Like we said, he should definitely be up. Rookie of the Year. When he had 52 home runs, something like that.
Yeah, 52, I think.
Yeah.
I believe he broke Judge's record. I know that for a fact.
Verlander's probably right. He should be around there, maybe a little higher. I don't know. Gary Sanchez. I really hope he has a good season and he doesn't flop like last year. But yeah, I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, I feel like he needs to improve on his fielding a little bit. His hitting is subpar. I mean, he can hit when like we need him to, but I feel like his fielding needs to improve a lot, especially his throws and stopping pass balls.
Blocking, yeah, and it improved this year, but it has to keep improving. I hope he keeps up with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we got Freddie Freeman, probably one of the most underrated players in the MLB right now.
I personally think that he's a good player and he's very, very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
So do I.
All right, let's keep going. Yeah, and then the worst thing in this entire list, Aaron Judge at 47. I'm not really sure what that's about. I think he should be at least in the 30s, 20s.
I feel like he should at least be in the top 20.
If Gleyber Torres was so close up there, Judge should be right behind him.
If Xander Bogaerts you're talking about, is 14,
Can't say that.
That means Aaron Judge. How is Aaron Judge not up there? When Aaron Judge is not injured, he is one of the better players in the league.
And Aaron Judge was on the cover of the show 19.
True. But Aaron Judge, when Aaron Judge is healthy, he's one of the best players in the league. In my opinion, the best the best right fielder in the league. Excuse me. But he's that much of a difference maker when he's on.
Yeah. Moving up, let's go to 53. Josh Bell, insane switch hitter. He's absolutely insane.
I like him.
Keep going. Vlad Guerrero. He's probably going to move up a lot till next year.
He's a very good player. He's just new, though. That's why.
Yeah.
He's still young. I mean, you got to give him time.
And 61, DJ LeMahieu. Mark my words. No way, but mark my words.
He's
next
gonna
year,
shoot
top
up.
15. Top 15.
Did these people even making this list who was CBS? Did they even read LeMahieu's stats last year or watch any of his fielding plays? I don't understand. All right, so here we're in the number 73, Manny Machado. I don't understand why he's all the way back there. I mean, just because he plays for an irrelevant team in the Padres doesn't mean he should be all the way back there.
Just wait.
Bryce Harper, I don't know, man. Maybe a little up. Carlos Correa, 86. That's a little shocking. Jeff McNeil, 92. He should be up. Paul DeJong.
He's going to go up a lot. Jeff McNeil is going to go up a lot.
Yeah, Paul DeJong at 95. I really don't see that. He's a good player.
And
And
who's the
Anderson,
100?
another kid.
Number 99 is Colton Wong. He should be up, and number 100 is Algerton Simmons.
All right,
Okay.
so that wraps up the list.
This
So
list is terrible in my opinion.
now we're going
Awful.
to talk about something. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of players that are inaccurate that should be higher or lower.
Very, very inaccurate.
Probably the worst thing in this is Judge or Xander Bogaerts.
And
So,
LeMahieu at 61. That's
I
I think
awful.
we should talk about the Florida and Arizona games. Mark, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
Yeah.
let me pull them quick. So this is on USA Today. This is MLB's plan for the games in Florida and Arizona. So this plan has all 30 teams returning to their spring training sites in Florida and Arizona. This is going to reduce the spread of COVID because there's going to be no fans, obviously, and or unless there's cardboard cutouts. And it's only going to be in the two states, Florida and Arizona, so there's not a lot of spread between the players. And we also have to think about keeping the players safe too.
All right, so I think we're gonna wrap this up. So we're gonna be having a new episode every Friday at 8 p.m. on the YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to it and follow for more information.
Yes, sir. Edits, content, everything coming up on the Instagram page this week. We made a divisions graphic for the spring training. We made a few things. Just continue to stay tuned to the social media pages for more content daily
Yep.
and weekly
We're going to be growing.
podcasts
We're
on
going to
YouTube.
be putting out more content every single day to grow
Yeah.
our page.
Yeah, we've been growing a lot recently, so
One
we
thing-
appreciate all you guys.
Let's go Yankees.
Go Yankees, man.
Yankees.
Hey,
Chase
all right, everyone.
At Harley. At
Yes, sir.
Harley.
At Harley. All right, everyone. Thanks
At
for
Harley.
watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for next week's podcast. We'll be discussing more topics, building upon some of the stuff this week. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching wherever you are listening and watching this. And
D-Dog out.
yeah, stay tuned for more content from the 4Line. Signing off. I'm CJ. There's Mark
I'm
and Brandon.
D-Dog Brandon.
Yes, sir.
B-Dog
Yeah.
Brandon.